Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, August 14th, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing three main eBay topics: managed payments, the USPS messing up our orders, and lastly we're going to be discussing offers to watches continually snagging deadbeat bidders. This is a huge problem on eBay, especially for me. I'm going to be doing some exposing as the video goes on, so stay tuned. Normally, I start out all my videos by reading your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. But as you probably know, there was no last week's video due to Hurricane Isaias. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to briefly talk about the situation I went through last week and what transpired. So, as you guys probably know, the Northeast was hit hard by Hurricane Isaias over a week ago. It was on a Tuesday afternoon. It came here between 12 and 4 p.m. We were forecast to have heavy rain, 2 to 4 inches, and some wind. However, when the storm got up here, what happens? I guess it veered off track and we got very little rain, maybe half an inch, but we got wind like you would not believe. Gusts up to 60 miles an hour. It took down tree limbs, telephone poles, wires, everything came down. We lost power Tuesday at approximately 2 p.m. and we did not get back full service for 6 days. Imagine going without power, internet, TV, telephone, everything. Worse than a third world country. The response was pitiful by our local power companies. Crews were brought in from Alabama, Indiana, and Texas to this area to restore our power. I lost power at work, but only for 2 days, which wasn't bad at all. But here was just awful. The entire Northern Valley had a huge blackout. It was just pitiful. And those of you guys who have watched my videos over the years know that this was not the first time this kind of thing has happened to me. This is the 4th or 5th time in approximately 12 years we've had extended power outages, meaning 4 days or more. They really need to get their act together. I did film footage of the hurricane itself. And do you guys have any interest in seeing that? Let me know in the comments section below if you think I should make a separate Hurricane Isaias video. That being said, let's get right into today's eBay topics. The first thing I want to talk about is managed payments. I have read in the Facebook groups that a lot of people who were recently inducted into managed payments are claiming their sales have dropped right off the charts and they're not doing any business at all on eBay. Others say they still are. I'm going to give you my perspective on this. I was in group number 2 that was inducted into managed payments a few weeks ago. I guess 2.5 weeks ago. I believe it was a Wednesday I was inducted. Don't quote me. As soon as I was inducted into managed payments, I did notice a temporary stoppage, not slowdown, stoppage of sales. For the first maybe 12 hours, I didn't sell a freaking thing, and I was concerned. However, after the first 12 hours, my sales picked right back up again, and I'm doing basically just as good as I used to do. So I'm really encountering no problem whatsoever. So I'm especially concerned in you guys who are in group 2, which is my group, that was inducted about 2 weeks ago. Have you noticed any slowdown or change in your sales whatsoever? Comment in the comment section below. Like I said, the first 12 hours, yes, I did notice a stoppage. But after that, everything was fine and dandy, and I have no complaints since that point. eBay says, as far as transferring the funds into our accounts, that it's going to take 3 to 4 business days to do so. So I believe the day they transfer funds, if you're doing the once a week transfer, is Tuesday. So if they transfer them on Tuesday, it'll still take 3 to 4 days for the funds to reach your account. So we're going to see how it goes. Right now, everything seems to be okay as far as I'm concerned with managed payments. On the post office, numerous problems abound. I told you a couple of weeks ago that I have 2 packages that are lost. And in one case, the post office, after me tracking the package and opening a claim, contacted me and said they would send the package back. One of you guys had written in the comments section that the same thing happened to you, but they never sent the package back. Well, guess what? They never sent it back to me either. In my opinion, the USPS is failing miserably at delivering packages. Right now, I have 2 lost packages that I have traces on. Nothing's been returned to me, and one of them goes back to the beginning of June. I think it's just disgusting because the buyer opened a case with PayPal and he got his money back and I'm screwed. Why? Because of the post office. Also, I heard another disturbing fact regarding the USPS. For those of you guys that like to ship first class, be forewarned. I have been told that the USPS is not exactly rushing to ship first class mail. They are concerned only with shipping priority. So if you have an item that's, let's say, 15 ounces, you may want to consider shipping it priority mail because they are concentrating on getting the priority mail to its destination. But I've been told the first class boxes are being set off in a different bin and that they're not concerned about them whatsoever, and it may take over 12 days or more for them to get to their destination. Most of my items do go priority, but I do have a good amount of first class boxes every day that go out. So that's something for everybody to keep in mind. Next topic I want to talk about is sending offers to watches. This is a huge problem for me, and it just went off the charts the last 2 weeks. The problem is, eBay does not require immediate payment when you send offers to watches. So you're casting your net out into the water, and there's a very good chance you're getting deadbeats. I'm literally getting only deadbeats who accept the offer and just disappear and never pay, or uneducated people who accept the offer thinking that it's not an offer to buy my item, but that I'm making an offer to buy their item. I had 2 of those this week alone, plus deadbeats. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go to a cutaway. The cutaway was actually filmed in 2 stages. The first part was filmed over a week ago, and I had intended to release it as a standalone video, but then we got hit with the hurricane and I lost power, so it just lay dormant. So what I did was last night, I took that video and I edited in another section because I encountered more deadbeats from offers to watches, and I made it into one longer cutaway. So let's please take a look at this right now and we'll come back and discuss it. Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. It's Saturday night, August 1st, 2020, and tonight I have a double feature for you. When I made my video yesterday, I told you guys that I had a deadbeat bidder that was snagged when I sent offers to watchers, and that I had to wait until the appropriate time to close the case, which is what I'm going to do right now. Of course, I'm going to show you exactly who the deadbeat bidder is, because this nonsense has got to stop. And not only that,
To make it a double feature, I got another guy who wants to cancel a transaction because when I sent him the offer, he thought I was offering to buy his item. Apparently, he has the same item as I do, and he accepted the offer without reading. Now, I'm sorry, guys. This is unacceptable behavior because he's entering into a contract. I know a few of you have said that similar things have happened to you. Believe me, if I accepted somebody's offer and I found that I accidentally accepted an offer to buy something from someone, I would man up and I would buy it. But that wouldn't happen to me in the first place because I do not watch any items whatsoever unless I'm interested in buying them. So let's get started. First, we'll start, excuse me. First, we're going to start with the Deadbeat bidder. I want to introduce you to him, get to know this guy. This was the item I sent him a best offer on. He accepted the offer and he disappeared. His user ID is MARKSTRE-68. Let's take a closer look at this loser. This is him right here. He's had exactly 9 transactions, or at least 9 that is showing. Now, I've already blocked him, so there's no need for me to do that live on camera. I am going to close out the case on camera, and I'm also going to show you this other guy. No, this one right here. Just now, a few minutes ago, this is another guy you guys are going to want to block. Gerald Flowers. Let's see who we're dealing with. He should know better. His user ID is MAJICMOLLY 2000. I'm not saying you got to block him, but I'm telling you this guy was sent a best offer. He refused to pay and he wants to cancel. Wonder what he's got for sale. Let me just detour over here for a second and see what kind of stuff he sells. He's got best offer on his things. Wouldn't it be poetic justice if I made an offer of like $178 on this and he accepted it, and then I said, never mind, I don't want to pay, because that's exactly what he did to me. But anyway, before we go any further, let's take action on the first deadbeat. Mark STRE-68. Take action, baby. Receive final value fee credit. Okay, you can see right here, I'm going to select no. I did not receive payment. I'm going to close the case. And we'll see what kind of canned message I get. You will receive a final value fee credit and the unpaid item will be recorded on the buyer's account. Oh my God, the poor guy. Let me tell you something, guys. Nothing is going to happen to him. He can do it again and again and again, and eBay will not act. Now it's going to cost me money to relist this item. I'm not getting this for free. This is ridiculous. I think they should be brought up on charges for this kind of thing. I really do. I really freaking do. Unbelievable. I'm disgusted right now. Here is my interaction with Magic Molly 2000. They wrote to me, sorry, I thought I was the seller getting an offer. And I replied, should have read better. It does not pay to watch items if you're not planning to buy them. And guys, I really mean that. I don't care what my competition is getting for their items. It's none of my business. I have to worry about my own eBay store. This stuff has got to stop. Jesus Christ. This is really sickening. And the common denominator here with both these guys is offers to watches. I think, and I mean this from my heart, I think the way it's written right now, it's a major failure. And I'm going to keep making these videos every time I get a deadbeat or a cancellation. Now I'm going to show you yet another deadbeat bidder that I snagged this week because of sending offers to watchers. Here's how the give and take went. I sent an offer to a washer for $20 plus shipping. The person named R_things accepted my offer. I sent him an invoice and he immediately replied, "I'm sorry, I have this exact hubcap and I thought it was to reduce mine. I don't need this cap. This was a mistake. Sorry." I replied, "No problem. I'll just open an unpaid item case after a few days. There's really no reason to watch any of my items if you have no plan on purchasing them." He then responded, "Wow, really? Thanks. I could have done that. It was a mistake. The reason could have been I was watching it to building a set. Oh well, now I know. He wasn't watching to build any set, because if he was, he would have accepted my offer. That is to say, he would have paid for the offer that he already accepted. The guy's lying." Again, R_things. I have never had so many deadbeats caused by sending offers to watchers as I have recently, and it's only getting worse. What I want to do now is I want to go back to the video and talk about cancellations and ask you guys if you can come up with an idea how to stop cancellations from these deadbeat bidders. But let me explain exactly what I mean.
Before we discuss what you guys have just seen, let's take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Very good on this cloudy, murky day. Guys, I would like your opinion on what you just saw in the cutaway. You can clearly see that I am attracting nothing but deadbeat bidders and people who do not read. 2 in 1 week thought that I was making an offer to buy their item when I was sending them an offer to buy my item. In my opinion, there is no reason for anybody to be watching my item unless they're seriously considering buying it. Guys, I give you my solemn word that I would never watch the item of another seller who's selling the same item as I am just to see how much he gets for it. That's not a way I would do business. I would only watch an item if I'm seriously considering buying it. Now here is the problem I'm encountering, and I'm sure one of you guys is going to have a good answer for this or a good solution, because I can't figure it out, but I know one of you guys probably could. Let's say you sell an item normally like you do in the fixed price listing. A guy pays you instantly. Bang. Now I know a lot of you guys click item shipped so that the buyer cannot cancel or open a formal cancellation. They can still write to you and say, I want to cancel the order, but you can easily say, too late, it's already shipped. I had this happen to me just 2 days ago. A guy bought an item from me. $22 plus 15 shipping. I gave him an hour. Nothing. Okay? Let's say it happened 12 o'clock. So I gave him an hour. All right, 1 o'clock. I box the item. I print the label. An hour after that, he writes to me through the contact system and says, cancel the order. It's not the right item. I want my money back. And he said it rather indignantly. And I wrote back and I said, absolutely not. Too late. The item has gone out. Next time, read carefully before you make your purchase. He wrote back to me and said, fine. When I get the item, I'm sending it back. I wrote back to him, fine, But guess what? It's going to cost you another $15.27 shipping, so you'll be spending a total of $30 to get back $22. And he wrote back to me and said, awesome. I'm going to leave you wonderful feedback. This is important because he knows the terminology of how to threaten me. He didn't say he would neg me. He said he would leave me wonderful feedback. I'm going to pursue this to the very end. I give you my word. And the reason why I don't have screenshots of this is because it's an ongoing situation. It's mercurial. I will wait a week or two till this is resolved, but as soon as he does neg me, if he does, I will screenshot it before I get it removed, and then I will put him on full blast in a forthcoming video. But what I want to ask you guys is, I just showed you how when you ship the item promptly, or when you mark item shipped, the person cannot open a formal cancellation. He can only contact you through eBay messages. Now, when sending offers to watches, as I've been doing, and people accept the offer like these idiots did this week, how can I avoid them sending me a formal cancellation request when they haven't paid? I'm talking specifically about the two people who thought I was offering to buy their item when I was actually sending them an offer to buy my item. The one guy wrote to me, as I showed you in the cutaway just now, and said, you know, hey, I thought I was getting an offer on my item. And I said to him, too bad, you should read better. Now that guy went ahead and sent me a formal cancellation. How do I avoid that? Is there any way you guys know that we can avoid people sending us formal cancellations when they haven't paid? I don't think marking item shipped would work, because why would we mark item shipped when the person hasn't paid? That could come back to bite us in the butt later on should there be a dispute with eBay. Do any of you guys have any kind of idea what we could do to remedy this? And what do you guys do when this happens to you? When a person actually thinks you're making them an offer on their item, when that's not the case, it's your item you're making an offer on. How widespread is this with you guys? With me, it's getting worse. I had 2 this week alone. It's just freaking ridiculous. And I'm not going to stand by and let it happen anymore. When they send you a formal cancellation, how do you reply? I'd really like to know. So please, in the comment section below, we need to get this straight, because eBay obviously is not doing anything about it. And I really don't think they intend to. There are some people, a poll was taken this week in one of the Facebook groups about how do you feel about offers to watches and does it work for you? And most of the eBay sellers love it. Of course, they sell in toys and collectibles, but there was a couple of respondents like myself that sell in eBay Motors, and all the eBay Motors people said it's terrible, it causes us too many problems and headaches. Yet, most of the people in the other categories love it, and I can understand them loving it because they're in a different situation. But for those of us at eBay Motors, this needs to be rewritten, and one of the things that needs to change is immediate payment needs to be at least offered. Give us the option to offer it. And perhaps, just perhaps, the verbiage in the offer should be changed a little, because there are some people that are just too easily confused. I don't want to say that they're dim bulbs. Oh, okay, they're dim bulbs. Theoretically, if you, right there, if you sent me a best offer on your item, and I accepted it, and then I saw that I made a mistake, and you were sending me an offer on your item, and not offering to buy my item, I would man up, and I would make the purchase, because it was my fault for not reading. But it seems most eBay buyers are not like that. So what can I do? We have to figure a workaround. So yeah, Basically, guys, that's all I'm going to talk about right now, because as you can see right behind me, take a good look. Once again, they're setting up and it's going to drown me out. No matter what time I come out here and I make these videos, whether it's early in the morning, midday, in the afternoon, you can't beat them. I've never seen so many. So yeah, that's the situation now, guys. I'm going to have to cut this video out because they're going to set up and it's going to make a lot of noise. I have said it every week, this is the noisiest neighborhood there is in the summertime. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comment section below what you want me to hit up, and I'll be more than happy to try and do it next week. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I've made money online. I've never worn a mask, and I never will. Hey, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. My sales were great this week. I sure hope your sales were great too. By the way, I forgot to mention this. During the week I had no power, so I had to go back to old school eBay selling. All I had was my iPhone. So what I did was I got the names and addresses right off here, and I wrote everything down on a piece of paper and wrote mailing labels out by hand, and went to the post office and had to wait online. Unbelievable, but true. That's how I had to do it. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you make a ton of money this week on eBay. Rock on and peace! And as always, don't be bitchy! I don't think any of you guys even heard me with all the noise next door. This is every single day of the week. Landscapers work here. It's like they pick one house at a time to work on and they stagger it so they cover every single hour of the day. See you next week.